Okay, so I've only got a few minutes to make this video, but I wanted to talk and try and tie together two different topics if I'm skilled enough, and I can't remember what the second topic was. But briefly, I wanted to touch back on to like Lego sales and scams and stuff because I actually just kind of saw one, sort of. So I was actually looking online for some information about some of the Sonic sets, but this does apply to like Bionicle stuff in general. It really applies across all of Lego, and I think you could even extrapolate some of these points outside of Lego too. But I was looking to see if if people had put out maybe some reviews on some of the sets coming out in August, so, because sometimes people get their hands on sets early and review them before they're actually released, which is really helpful for the public. But I haven't seen any large like Lego Sonic creators out there yet. Maybe it'll be me. I don't know. Uh, but what I think was actually really fascinating was that while I was looking this stuff up, I didn't successfully find any reviews. But what I did find was this link to Brick Economy, which is a site that I don't really trust that much because it has a lot of really inaccurate information on it, and it's almost always information that is beneficial towards like scam sellers at the very least, which I don't like and I don't recommend. What I think was really fascinating though was that one of the sets that I was looking at, which hasn't been released yet, but is going to release at $35, meaning that when I like go to look at it in Walmart, it's probably going to be $30 or maybe even possibly less, because Walmart very often, at least around me, will list sets like brand new right after they release, like 20% off. It's honestly kind of crazy how they don't go out of business. But it's also kind of funny that essentially what they were listing as a $35 set, they were saying at retail was going to be $50. Like that's what they recommended selling it for. And that just makes no sense because I can't imagine that there's an independent seller that's going to go and buy this set when it comes out on August 1st and then sell it for $15 more than its original price. And this wasn't them saying like, oh, that's the right now price. Like if you have the set early and wanted to sell it, it's $50. No, they were saying that that was the retail price. Like that's the price they recommend selling it at retail. And that just doesn't make sense to me. The set is fine. It's priced what I would expect from like a Lego theme. It's not overpriced. It's not underpriced. It's just kind of like right on the money. It's perfectly fine set. And it's one I'd probably recommend. But generally speaking, I just find it fascinating how so many people, when I produce a video like this, kind of miss the point of the video, it seems like, where they often want me to call out like specific abusers of this system, specific scammers. And that's not really the point, because if I call out a scammer in a different, subgenre of Lego than me, it does good, sure. But there are plenty of other people that are already doing that work who have much more relevant voices in those specific niches and much larger, fan bases to kind of see, oh yeah, I'm aware this person is scamming or this person is doing shady business practices, and it just kind of goes around circles. But the other kind of information that I end up getting is people telling me that I shouldn't do this stuff, that I shouldn't make videos talking about this, that I should just kind of like keep my mouth shut. And I find that really bizarre because like when I buy Legos, I want to be able to get a good deal. And also when I sell Legos, I don't go to Brick Economy to find out what price they recommend. I go to like Bricklink and look in the US where I live, and then I price mine lower than anybody else has it, because I'm not trying to like sell it for money. Like, yeah, I'm doing it because I need money, sure, but I'm not trying to do it as a business to make a profit or anything. It's usually like, oh, I need to pay a bill or something, but I still want someone to appreciate this set that I have because I got to appreciate it. I have a passion for this stuff, and I understand other people do too. That's more important to me than making money. And so, yeah, I find it absolutely bizarre that there's so many people who want to call this behavior out, and instead of saying, oh yeah, the scammers are the one that's wrong, or yeah, the scalping is bad, trying to say, actually no, that's perfectly okay, and more people should do it, and you're just a crybaby or something like that. It's very silly stuff. And so I kind of wanted to pivot onto that second topic, which is kind of like negativity in the world of Lego for just the sake of being negative. There are a lot of really big creators here on YouTube that will be like subjectively negative about like Lego's new sets or new character designs or whatever, new products and so on, even new themes that Lego decides to take up, when that negativity really just isn't fair. I'm not. That's not to say that Lego doesn't make mistakes, because they absolutely do. They're a business made of people just like any other business, and there are a lot of things that they do that I think are incorrect, that I think are wrong, that I think could hurt them or hurt, the sort of economy surrounding Lego in general. I don't have problems with that, but I do have problems when people try to pretend that their opinions are actually objective, that it's the right opinion, and anybody else that disagrees with them is just wrong on the merits. I don't understand that, because it's not true. You can have a problem with a character design. You can have a problem with, a certain set not being like 100% accurate, but it's worth understanding that like these are toys in a completely different system than, the brainchild of whatever the original franchise is. Like a Mario figure is never going to look 100% accurate to like Mario in the Mario games, because then it wouldn't be Lego anymore. It would be Mario, right? Bricks aren't going to go away for like pliable clay or something because it's not Lego. It's a marriage between two different themes that I think makes Lego what it is, and it's all about trying to balance those two themes well, and presenting something that's recognizable both to fans of the franchise being represented, but to also fans of Lego, while still creating, useful and usable parts, and doing so at a price point that's obviously profitable for Lego. Lego walks a very fine line with this stuff, but they do it well for the most part. And 2024 has to be one of the best years, I think, for Lego in terms of just sheer set designs. I've seen some of the most extravagant sets coming out of themes that I don't even care about from Lego for 2024. And I'm really excited for fans of those themes. Even if I don't necessarily like them myself, I'm excited to see that those fans are getting, the things that they want. Maybe not at the prices they want, maybe with their own flaws, and probably with, aspects that I don't see as flaws, but that fan base, that more knowledgeable fan base will, because it's their, fandom, not mine. So who am I to call them out for it? So just in general, I think it's really funny how many people will kind of go out of their way to be negative about Lego, not because it's their actual opinion, like maybe it is. And I talked about how they'll kind of use this to sort of sneak their way into committing scams and stuff, basically telling people don't buy sets that they plan on buying, but then they lie to you about it and pretend that they don't plan on buying it. And then they buy them in like huge bulk and then sell them way later on down the road for a way marked up price. It's insane. But they also do it for another reason too, and it's because that negativity gets a lot of views. There are so many channels out there with like hundreds of thousands of subscribers where a lot of the videos are just really, really negative. And it's not to say they don't make good points. Sometimes they do. And you can have negative opinions. There's nothing wrong with that. You just should ethically be very clear about what is your opinion versus what is objective. And make sure, at the end of your video that you're very concise about what you think. If I, go and buy a Lego set and then I bash it and tear it down, at the very end of the video, I should still at the very least be, honorable enough to say to my audience, like, but if you like this, like, don't let me take that away from you. Or like, still criticize a thing, but be obvious and honest about what part of that thing I'm criticizing. Again, I look at the Sonic sets. All three of the Sonic sets that are coming out in this August all look great. They look excellent for that universe. I don't have a problem with the aesthetic of the sets. I have a problem with the price of the sets, and I'm calling them out for that because I don't think that it's okay. That price is not where it should be. That's not it, dog. And so, yeah, just generally, I think that if we can kind of look at these creators and see things openly, but be aware that a lot of what they're doing is to either game the system for monetary reasons or game the system for views, which I guess also translates to monetary reasons. They have a reason for doing what they're doing. And it's okay to go out of your way to like criticize Lego. They're not some omniscient being that you need to worship the ground they walk on or whatever. But just like that, you also should be honest and not criticize when somebody else disagrees with you and when somebody else likes a thing that you dislike. I might go out of my way to say that a set is too expensive, and if the consensus says, no, actually, that's the right price, you're wrong, then yeah, I should probably fall back on my opinion and think, you know what, it's too expensive for me, but everybody else disagrees, and that's okay. We have a difference of opinion here. That's fine. So yeah, hopefully this video's helpful and you enjoy it, and if you did, I'd appreciate subscribing or engaging in some way. It helps the algorithm, I guess. And that's how I will game the system. I'll be the most... yeah, that's all. Bye.